All right.
Thank you. Open the Township Planning Board for this evening. Please take the roll.
John Span,
Present.
Carrie Bigford, present. Ronald Bisson,
Present.
Dan Flagg,
Present.
Scott Libby,
Present.
Joshua Spooner,
Heard from Josh.
and Larry Brand is
Very
excused.
good. Okay, so I wasn't at the last meeting, but we have the approval of the minutes for the October 27th meeting. Do we have a motion or?
Make a motion that we accept the minutes
As written?
as written.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All right, okay, 2 extensions then. Thank you. First item is a site plan approval extension for Midcoast Ice LLC hockey facility at 20 Atwood Road, tax map R05, lot 21D010. And is someone here to present that?
Joe Martin with Sightlines. So the initial approval for this was granted in November 16th, November 16th of last year, and this is to expire with us tomorrow. So we're asking for a 6-month extension to finalize the funding for it, and there are a few outstanding peer review comments that we need to resolve as well. But they should be able to start that by the springtime.
Okay, the peer review comments were a condition regardless.
Yes.
All right. Do we have any questions? All right,
Make a motion.
Please.
Motion to approve the 6-month extension to the final site plan approval for proposed youth hockey facility located at 20 Atwood Road, Topsham, Maine, tax map R09, lot 60G. This extension for the final site plan approval shall expire May 16, 2023.
okay, and I have that here. If you want this.
Second,
Second, do we have any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed, or it's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay. Item E, sketch plan. Spencer Ritchie has submitted proposed sketch plan for a 16,600 square foot self-storage facility at 225 Lewiston Road, Compass Lane, tax map R05, lot 3C.
Hello, my name is Chris Taylor. I work with Tobago Technic. I'm representing the applicant Spencer Ritchie for this project. About that, it's playing upside down. The application in front of you is for a self-storage development off of Lewiston Road. It's in an existing subdivision that's got itself. Compass Lane is the road that was private road that's constructed down through there. This would create about 16,600 square feet of self-storage buildings and just under an acre of impervious area. You can see the layout that we're proposing on the site plan here. We've got a building, a long narrow building in the front of the development that kind of faces the road. That building would only have overhead doors facing the inside. They facing basically the other buildings on the site, and basically block the building would block the doors and the view from Lewiston Road of the rest of the development inside of that. We're proposing a stormwater basin in the back. This project would have an application to DEP for stormwater review. So we're designing a stormwater basin and we'll be making the application to DEP for that permit. Wetlands and wetland resources were delineated on the site by Stantec. We've identified those on the plans. The intent is to not have any wetland disturbance as part of this project. We'll be grading close to the wetland zone. There's also a stream that was identified as part of the wetland delineation that was done by Stantec. We submitted this information to Tom, the code enforcement officer, and he's provided an opinion in here about the stream not being jurisdictional in terms of the town shoreline zoning ordinance due to the previous development throughout the neighborhood, and that's gone on prior to different definitions and changes to the town shoreline zoning ordinance. So we're here in front of the board to kind of receive your thoughts and opinions on the development. And hope to move forward with this and come back and submit a full site plan review application.
Thank you. You had some pictures showing boats, and there was a comment made about a number of boats from an adjoining business may hinder movement of goods into and out of the site. Could you maybe expand on what that's all about?
Yes, there's a the business adjacent to this site does boat storage during the winter time. And some of those boats were located off to the edge of the road going into this site as well as the adjacent property. Those boats, I just drove past the site tonight. Those boats have been removed with the exception of one, which is kind of, it looks like it's being used as advertisement for the business. That is not associated with this development. So what I would say is that the applicant, Spencer, his deed shows that he's got ownership of the road going in, of that private road coming in. He's requested from the adjacent business owner that those boats be removed. And as part of this application, there's no intention of having boat storage along the road moving forward.
And where we are just at sketch, but you will be bringing a lighting plan, drainage plans, all the normal
Yes.
items, as well as comments from the police chief, fire chief, and public works and so forth.
Yes.
Any questions for you guys?
One question, just the private road that obviously accesses the 225 on 196. That's the road that's between the gas station and Cantrell's, between that and Agway.
Yeah, it's between the Shell and Niagara.
Anything, Jerry?
No, I know exactly where that is, because that boatyard does our work for a boat. But ours is not in, ours is in our driveway.
Okay, good. Questions over here?
The plan there shows, is it 2 curb cuts?
Yes, we're showing two curb cuts off of Compass Lane, which they generally exist now. There's kind of 2 gravel pullouts that you can see probably on aerial photographs now.
So is that gravel area next to the gas station part of this project? Storage area, the trucks are stored and so forth, or am I not looking at the plan correctly? Is that at the bottom of the plan, is that Wilson Road?
No, this is.
Okay.
No, that's
Okay.
There's a finger down here,
Yeah.
so Lewiston would be.
I got it, okay, gotcha. It's clear now.
So is that behind Cantrell's?
Yes.
Behind it, okay.
Yep,
Anything else, Dan?
I'm good, thanks.
I'm also.
So, and the road itself is going to remain a private road. that
Yes.
Spencer's going to continue to have ownership for his heat.
It's already,
part
it's
of
kind of
the
been established as, it's already there. We're not really proposing to do any changes to it. It serves as access to the 2 lots, this lot and the one next to it with the boats.
So we'll also have some elevations to look at.
Of the buildings, yes.
All right. And if there are any on that, actually, I think it's a good thing that the doors are open that way, not this way. But there anything that requires us to have architectural features on that wall facing 196?
Landscaping. But not architectural features per se.
Anything else?
So as long as you know, you need landscaping in front of that building.
Yes,
Good.
yeah, we'll take a look at the specific buffering requirements and can provide a landscape plan.
And I assume part of the site plan submittal will include title right of interest, particularly with a private road, if there's any argument with the abutting property owner, for instance.
Yes.
Just want to make sure that's taken care of.
Yeah, as part of the sketch plan application, I actually provided the deed for the
okay.
property, which includes the private right of way.
Okay. Yep. Have anything?
No.
Okay, I think we're good.
All right.
Do you have any questions for us?
I don't think so at this time. We've got to come back with the full application and, well, if I've got any questions, I can talk to Hap
Yeah.
before we submit it. So,
I'm sure you'll do a staff review, so
yeah,
that's good. All right, great, thank you.
thank you for your time.
Okay, so. The last item is, we don't have anyone presenting anything, but, or do we?
There was an indication that Adrian, who is representing the applicant, might want to make a presentation through Zoom. I don't know if Adrian is available via Zoom or not.
Do we have anybody on Zoom?
The
So I can't, I thought we were gonna, anyway, so I'm not gonna adjourn. Go ahead.
okay,
Can
so
you explain to us what this is?
yes, so this is the final plan of subdivision for 715 Augusta Road. It's 11 lot subdivision that the board approved on September 8th. And in the course of going through the terms and conditions, there was a discussion with the town's peer review engineer and the client about condition number 5, which was condition number 5 on the September 8th memorandum that the board had, and it's now the opinion of the town's peer review engineer that that condition can be concluded before construction starts, but it's important for the board to change the condition from the September 8th memo to now state that the applicant will furnish an irrevocable letter of credit prior to the start of construction, and not prior to signing the plan. So this would require, before the board decides to sign the plan, would require the board to establish that condition first before the plan is signed.
Okay. So do you know how to state that?
I've got one, I mean, it's just basically just moving it
Right,
to one step further so that they can get there.
exactly. Right.
Okay,
Well, I should ask, is there any discussion?
Has this come up before? It's kind of seems unusual, but maybe the specific requirement.
My understanding is that the bank needs the board's approval in order for it to issue the letter of credit.
Right, but the irrevocable letter basically protects the town.
That's right.
Very good, so it seems like
You're-
no questions, go ahead.
Make a motion to revise condition number 5 from the planning board's final approval on September 8th, 2022 for the 175 715 Augusta Road subdivision, tax map R10 lot 079 to read, prior to construction, the applicant shall furnish an irrevocable letter of credit to the planning office in accordance with 191.13B4C.
Does that do it?
Yes.
Do we have a second?
No.
I'm sorry, okay. All right, any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor? So now we can sign that.
We can sign it.
Okay. All right, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn. So move. With a second,
Second.
all in favor? All right, we can stop recording now.
Wow, that was 17 minutes.
So there are 3 copies.
Okay, if you don't mind sticking around.